Hello everybody, it's Adam the Server. I'm back again, it's episode number 2. Today we're going to make shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie is one of the things my mom made for me growing up. I love making it for my kids. I think it's a super fantastic dish. You get all the great things, protein, carbohydrates, vegetables all on one plate, and it tastes delicious. So shepherd's pie back in the day used to be made from lamb. Today we're going to make this with beef, just more accessible, and it tastes just fantastic. At the end of this episode, you're also going to see a super quick, simple dessert. We're going to do that at the end of every single episode, so you have a complete meal for your family. Let's serve it up. All right, here we go. We're going to start with the mashed potatoes. It's about a 3-step process, very easy. So the mashed potatoes, I've already boiled them. I assume everybody out there can boil a mashed potato. What I like to do when I start is I'll put the potatoes in a pot with water, and I'll swish them around, I'll rinse out some of that starch, and then I'll refill the water again to make sure that there's less starch so the potatoes come out more fluffy. So here we have the potatoes are over here. Boiled, soft, ready to go. All you need to do is stick a knife through one, and if it falls apart, your potatoes are ready. So, simple, easy ingredients. Milk, you never put too much because you can always add later. Cheese, nice creamy element to the dish. So we're just gonna put a little block of cheese in here. It says marbled. Whatever you have in your fridge, you got old cheddar, medium cheddar, doesn't matter, whatever is available. I mean, I wouldn't use something like blue cheese because that'll throw the whole thing off. Now, sour cream. This is from my grandma. She was Polish, so she put sour cream in pretty much everything. So I put a nice dollop of sour cream in, adds a little bit of tartness to it. And then pepper, of course. Everything gets salt and pepper, every single thing. Potatoes need a lot of salt. You make sure that you put a very solid amount of salt in your mashed potatoes. Now I'm gonna grab my potato masher. I always do it by hand because you can really feel where your potatoes at. If you put it in a mixer, you can over mix it and they turn, gluten-y and very chewy. And it's just not the way to do it. So I would get in there, get my mashed potatoes going. So now as you can see it's a little bit dry. It's because I don't want to add too much moisture at the beginning. I add the moisture later so I don't over liquefy my potatoes. So as we go, we're gonna add. Every family event, I'm the guy that has to make the mashed potatoes. I always say, Adam's got the best mashed potatoes, he's gotta make them. So I do, and I cook for my family as much as I can. And then we just make sure that everything's all blended. It's actually gonna take a touch more. Always can add, never take away. So, we're getting nice, look how creamy that's getting. It's delicious, delicious, delicious. So, nice creamy mashed potatoes, a little bit of cheese, sour cream, salt, pepper, and at the end what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little dollop of butter. So I'm going to take the butter, just to finish it off, just add a little bit more creaminess, and you can't always, everything's better with butter, is what they say. That's what most French chefs say. Okay, there we have it. So we got the mashed potatoes, and next off we're gonna make the beef. Here we go. Okay, here we are, step number 2. We've already got the mashed potatoes done, so then a 3-step process. Mashed potatoes, veggies, beef. Now we're gonna start the beef with the shallot. I personally don't like a lot of onion, so I use shallots because shallots have a little bit more of a sweet taste to them. They're not quite as intense as, say, a white onion. So I'm only going to use half a shallot. I'm going to take this off, I'm going to peel this back, and it leaves me with that nice freshness right there. Look at that. Look at the color, it's a beautiful color. Now I'm going to dice that up. Let me show you how. Super easy. You want to go right like that. You want nice small pieces. Now I'm going to cut it this way. Probably 3 cuts this way. And now I'm just going to dice. See how the front of my knife stays on the board? You let the knife do all the work. It's super simple. And you keep your fingers curled when you get near the ends. You don't chop your finger up because that's not fun. And that's it. I'm going to throw this little end bit out. Now we throw this in a nice hot non-stick frying pan. Again, here's the sizzle. We're all about sizzle. And make sure that all is in there. Now I'm going to take a touch of my garlic paste that we used in the last episode. Again, serving it up, not chefing it up. Serving it up means we're doing things a little bit simpler. A little bit of garlic in there. We got our onions and our garlic. Now, the objective is just, I'm going to use my daughter's spatula here. Look at that. Now, the objective is just get these translucent, get the cooking process going, and then as these start to cook, we're going to add our beef to the pan. And really, it's a little bit of seasoning, and that's about it. It's going to be super simple. And add the beef to the pan. Now, we took our meat right through, make sure that we break it all up. We're going to cube it up, chunk it up, beef it up. All the flavors go in here. I'm going to add some seasoning once I get this all broken up. Things are going to start to really start to work here. Delicious. At the end of the episode, when I start to complete this dish, is when I'm going to really show you the serving it up thing. We're doing the basic chefing it up by adding garlic, adding onion. We're going to put some seasoning. We're going to add salt, pepper, paprika. Paprika is a great ingredient. You can get smoked paprika, you can get regular paprika. Paprika is actually just a dried red pepper that's been turned into powder. So super simple, but adds so much flavor to every dish. So now, we're letting that go. We're going to put some seasoning in there. Salt on everything that you've seen so far. Coarse black pepper. A good amount of that. You want to season every layer as much as possible. I'm going to add paprika. See? Simple paprika. Organic. Wow, see that? Fancy stuff. I'm going to add that to the dish. So you just want to get a good layering of that. And just to keep it consistent, I always put my Cajun spice in. That's my signature flavor profile. My kids don't know it, but they've been eating it for years and years and years. And they always say, "Oh, Dad, the food's so good, I don't even know why." A little touch of Cajun. Now we're getting there on these, so it's going to take a few minutes. We're going to get this all cooked, and I'll be right back to you once the meat's all done. All right, now our meat is fully cooked. We got all our seasoning in there, onions, garlic, paprika, salt, pepper. One trick that I use, so what you want to do is you want to get some of that fat out of there. So watch what I do here. I'm going to push this to the back of the pan. I'm going to allow the fat to drip out. Because you don't want to put this in your meal. So as the fat leaves the meat, I'm going to take that and I'm going to grab paper towels. Watch this. So simple. You don't need to take it out of the pan. You don't need to drain it. You just do something like this. It's super easy. Just push them in, get that fat out of there, serving it up. We're not chefing it up. This is what I do. Make it nice and easy. Look at that. All that fat is gone. Look at that. Now all we have is delicious ground beef. Perfection. So let's start putting our dish together. Step number 3. What I have here, frozen peas, and I've got diced carrot. So my philosophy was, in the fridge, this is what I had. My kids like to have carrot sticks in their lunch, so I just diced them up so they're all kind of equal size. I put them in the microwave so they got a little bit tender. A chef wouldn't use a microwave, but we're not chefing it up, we're serving it up. Now I'm going to assemble the dish. Here we go. Again, so easy. Everything is so easy. We got our pan, our oven's on 350 degrees. We're going to take this right here. This is the base of the dish. I always like to put my pans in the oven, get them nice and warm. Now I'm going to spread this out here. Now I'm going to take my veggies, put them across the meal. There we go. color, flavor. Now I'm going to take the mashed potatoes. I'm going to put them on top, spread them out a bit. And then we're just going to bake this in the oven. So what we have is all the components of a delicious shepherd's pie. I'm just going to put this in here, spread it out. All right, here we go, let's finish it off. So we've got the shepherd's pie in the oven, baking, getting all those flavors melded together. Now we're going to bang together this quick dessert. Right here in this bowl, we've got baked oats with peanut butter, brown sugar, bit of salt, maple syrup. Can't go wrong with that. And in here is a little bit of butter and milk. We're going to put that all together, mix it all up. Again, this is one of the super easy desserts that we're experimenting with. Again, I'm not a dessert maker, I'm definitely not a chef, but we're trying to create something new. I kind of just imagined this one, I'm trying to figure it out. If you want to come over here, in this pot, it's called a double boiler. So, obviously you cannot put chocolate on direct heat. So, we've got a boiling pot of water, and then we've got this on top with our chocolate in it, and it just gently melts it. So, I'm going to mix this up. Now this is all going to come together real nicely here. I get my hands in here, so we're going to get that all mixed together. Oh, it's messy in here. So, what we want to do is get this all mixed up. All right, so now we've got everything all blended together, mixed together. We're going to add our chocolate, the best part. We're going to put that all in there. This is just going to be a super crunchy, creamy, sugary, delightful dessert. Now, I'm going to get my spoon. I'm going to mix it all up. I'm going to put it on a sheet pan. Oh man, look at that. Flavor City. The mayor of Flavor City called, said he wants his recipe back. Now, I'm going to take this sheet pan right here with a little parchment paper so it doesn't stick. Look at that, that's going to be good. Now we're just going to put little balls on here and just let them sit. I like not to mix it too thoroughly, a little bit of chunkiness, flavors kind of melding together. And then what we're going to do is put this in the freezer. It's not going to take much time because chocolate only takes, like a minute to freeze. So we're going to put 6 on here. Here we go. We're going to finish it off. So we've got our dessert in the freezer. It takes literally 1 minute for the chocolate to solidify. We're going to put our shepherd's pie on the plate. Again, look at that. Oh yeah, steaming hot, fresh out of the oven. We've got our beef, carrots, peas, our delicious mashed potatoes. Now what I've done here is a little serving it up technique. I've taken just a packet of gravy, 2 cups of water, a gravy packet. You bring it to a boil and you let it simmer, and then you just add this to the top. This is just delightful deliciousness. Look at that. Oh baby, that looks fantastic. So now we've got that available for the children's. Now we're going to put a little dessert together here. Now something very simple here. We're going to take this. We've got our dessert in the freezer. Peanut butter oat bars with chocolate. It'll come off there perfectly. Watch this. Oh yeah, look at that. That is just going to be a flavor bomb. Peanut butter, vanilla, chocolate, toasted oats. You can put a little whipped cream on there if you want. You can do anything you want to add a little extra zing to it, but right here we've got a perfect meal. We've got our shepherd's pie. We've got beef, mashed potatoes, peas, carrots, some delicious gravy on top, and then we're going to finish it with a nice oat cluster for dessert. Again, here we are. We're serving it up. We're not chefing it up. Bon appetit!